What's up, modern black women? Um, Welcome back to the Modern Black Woman channel. And I want to talk today about Miss Eleanor Bowles. Okay. She was a 77-year-old woman from Buckhead, Atlanta. Buckhead is like one of the wealthiest places in Atlanta. It's very close to downtown Atlanta. But I don't want to say a suburb, but it is just like a very opulent place. So she was in her Buckhead home. I'm sure it was $1 million home. As you can see, it was a gated community, but there was a person, a monster who broke into this community. He had no business being there. He came there to do what he did, which was steal her car and take her life. I'm sure he didn't care whose life he took. She just happened to be the one that had to come in contact with this monster. So, as black women, you know, we do have some of these monsters in our family. And I really advise you to excommunicate yourselves with people like this in your family and people who still communicate with people like this in your family, because they will expect you to make excuses for these people. This monster's family did issue an apology. This monster, his name is Antonio Brown. He had been in jail 3 times already. And jail, people like this, who, when you keep going back to jail and then they show no, you know, they show no reason why they should be let out of jail. I think people like this, they need to be in jail for the rest of their lives. It needs to really be a new form of living for them. They need to make them useful to society in whatever way they can. They should get the jail system should make them learn some kind of skill to where in jail they can make them work and make them useful to society. I know there are supposed to be some kinds of work programs in jail where maybe it's some factories and they have jobs. No, these people need real, they need to be put to use because they don't need to be let out ever again. This woman had 2 sons. Her son found her when he came home for the holidays. She also had grandkids and stuff like that. Also, a lot of these communities in Buckhead and areas like this, they need to start having armed guards and they need to step their security up. It's not secured enough. Atlanta as a city does not have enough security. It does not have enough security. I don't understand how these properties are are not having security. Like, I mean, we need security like it's a third world country. We need a AR, what is it, AKAR-15s. We need people out there who have these weapons and they are trained and they are wearing tactical gear. We need better camera systems, learn how to secure and hide the camera systems in the trees and in the neighborhoods and stuff like that, because people like this monster is on the loose. He stole her car and he killed her. Imagine being such a worthless, useless piece of excrement that you take a life just to steal a car. You, in your mind, in his mind, that's the only logical way he could get a car is to take a life. And like, was he thinking like he was gonna have this car for the rest of his life? Maybe he was gonna dump it and do it all over again. Like, see, these people, they are useless to society. They don't have functioning brains. Eleanor Bowles, she raised productive children, productive members of society, and very handsome men also. You know, when I'm dating people who are not black, I think sometimes they're a little bit shocked by the things that I say about, I don't outright say them about the black community, but I don't make excuses for people just because they're black. I'm not going to make excuses for the black community because, first of all, that's not what modern black women do. Modern black women don't make excuses because, you see, that is why people like Antonio Brown are the way that he are. People have made excuses for people like this for way too long, and we cannot keep making excuses for these violent criminals. As women, as black women, as modern black women, we need to understand our power. We need to understand our power, speak out against people like this because they share the same skin color as you. So imagine members of her family what they think every time they see a person that looks like Antonio Brown. Whether you know, whether you are a man or a woman, imagine what, how they might be feeling. So I did see a YouTuber say that enough people are not speaking out against this. And personally, I did want to speak on this because, I just didn't want to not say anything. What do I think they should do with Antonio Brown? I think they should give him a capital punishment. Capital punishment is legal in Georgia. I think this deserves a capital punishment. This woman was in her home. This is a 77-year-old woman in her home. Imagine if somebody did this to your grandmother or your mother or some woman that who just minds her business. She just mind her business. Was in her house minding her business. I think they should give him capital punishment. Up until his the day that they give him his final day, I think they should use him as much as possible in whatever way they can inside the jail. I don't know exactly what that is, but they need to find some hard labor. He doesn't deserve to just lay around on his ass, eating up taxpayer dollars, sitting around enjoying his life. He does not deserve that. He needs hard labor, okay? Hard labor. He does not deserve a cushy prison experience because personally, I think the prisons are a little bit too cushy in the United States. You know, if you ever seen these prison shows, they having a little bit too much fun in there for me. Okay? We need to figure out some hard labor. We need to come together and brainstorm on some ways that we can implement hard labor to where they will be of use to society, but they aren't outside enjoying their freedom, like picking up trash or something like that. We need them to have we need to find some hard labor solutions for these devils, okay? Up until his capital punishment sentence. And actually the day that they give him his capital punishment. Okay? Because I do believe that he deserves capital punishment for this. 100%. All the way. And I don't think he needs lethal injection. I don't know about the lethal injection process, but whatever process is the most painful and long, that's the one he needs, whether it's the lethal injection or the electric chair or a firing squad. Firing squad may be a little bit too quick. Maybe I'll go for lethal injection or the electric chair. Okay? I don't know much about capital punishment, but I think the electric chair for him. I my vote, electric chair. Well, thank you guys. Leave a comment below, like, comment, and subscribe on what you think about this situation and what are some hard punishment ideas that you have for these criminals.